Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I can count people on the dais, and I can count people at this other side also. So, good evening, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. So, we are discussing something which is literally out of the menu and beyond the menu. I think literally, we have this wonderful people who has gone beyond expectation from places where people have started meeting up, having their meetings, dating, and lot many other things. So once upon a time, we used to have a coffee company which used to say that we are a third place away from home and office. But a lot of brands in this category have started creating that away from home and office, and they've created a space uh, which actually now relates to other brands together. So being a coffee master, being a juice place, being a ice cream place, and being a Restobars. I think all are in the fray of business today of meeting. People are meeting there. People are enjoying the stuff. So it's gone behind food actually. So experiential places have started evolving. People from a 100 square feet store has gone to even 800,000 square feet to get that experience back into place. So for discussing that, we have some amazing people here, the thought leaders, from coffee to ice creams to juices and resto bars. Although we are missing a couple of them in the panel, but let us not waste time. We have only 28 minutes I can see here. Let me start with Piyush. Piyush, let us know what you do, what have you done, and why have we come here?
So good evening, everyone. I'm Piyush, co-founder of the Yellow Straw. We run a juice bar brand called the Yellow Straw, based out of Kolkata, yes, a city where people drink more tea, chai, samosa than juices or healthier stuff. So the idea was to start a healthier alternative brand, and as the panel speaks about beyond menu and how the trends have changed. So as we grew, we started as a shop and shop outlet, rather to be honest, and then a small kiosk, and then a small dining space, getting into the experience part of it. So as a juice bar brand, still that culture is still not out there where people actually, at least in the East, where people step out of the house just to have a juice. So what's the X factor which we could get, how we could differentiate was how this brand started. So starting from a cold pressed juice, everything being prepared live and fresh in front of your eyes to get that trust factor, because सबको पता है कि क्या जा रहा है मेरे जूस में दिखता नहीं है, most of the juice places which existed at that time. And so our USP stands out that everything's made live and fresh. You see what is there in your glass of juice. And gradually from a small shop and shop, we have grown decently. And currently we are expanding to out of Calcutta for the first time. We are expanding in Hyderabad. So that's about it.
Thank you, Piyush. Piyush, I've seen your store. They're just amazing, I think. So well done with that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let me come to Sir. Sir Mohit Sir runs Baskin Robbins, and the love for that brand for me is beyond that 31 and 32 number actually. So you want to tell us about you and your brand?
Sure.
And congratulations on the 1,000 store.
Thank you, Tarak. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mohit, and I run Baskin Robbins, as Tarak mentioned. Baskin Robbins, like many of you would know, has been around globally for about 80 odd years, and even in India, it was one of the first few international brands to come in post-liberalization, which is in 1991. And it's been around in India for the last 31 years now. We have just hit the benchmark of about 1,000 stores in India, and today run one of the largest chains of franchise stores in the country. Apart from this, we run, we are a multi-channel business. We have a very strong presence in general trade, modern trade, and food service as well. So that's about the business. But the business has evolved as we have grown ourselves.
Sure.
And obviously the needs of the business have evolved over the years, and maybe we can talk about it as we go along.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Gaurav, my good friend. My love for coffee still remains as it is, and I love your brand. Tell us about you.
Hi, my name is Gaurav Narang. I'm the founder of Coffee Culture. Basically, we've been doing a lot of interesting stuff with our cafes, and we've been evolving formats over a period of time. It's been 20 years to our brand now. And currently, we are around 32 plus outlets in 22 cities. And we've been constantly evolving in terms of the kind of experience, because coffee has always been sold with a specific kind of an experience in India. And we make sure that, we are not very fast. We are very slow in our approach. And our idea is to, give that pause when you're actually entering a coffee shop, taking that life slow, and the world can wait, sip your coffee, and not be in a hurry to, just grab and go coffee. So that's about us.
Yeah, you set the coffee culture straight, and it's ongoing. Thank you for that. Well done. Dharmendra sir runs a few Restobars in Bangalore. Tell us about it.
Hi, I'm Dharmendra from Bangalore. I'm the CEO of Gilly's chain of Restobars. We operate around 14 outlets in Bangalore. Very soon looking at pan-India presence. And Gilly's, when we started in 2013, Bangalore is a pub city. People felt, oh, pub means just pub grub, grab your drink, finish your finger foods, and look out for a dining place. When Gilly's started, we converted this pub concept into a restaurant cum bar. We called it Restobar concept. Gilly's has been trendsetters. So now everybody has started Restobar concept. There's no more pub culture there now. It's all Restobar. Now slowly we are moving into super bar concept. And yeah, that's it.
So you also have this one amazing thing called Zodiac, I think, in Bangalore. Do you want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, see, Zodiac, we started last year, last September. And we were looking at, Bangalore is like a experiential place. A lot of global cuisines have come in. A lot of people are trying a lot of new things. And we got a lovely property spanning around 60,000 square foot. And we thought we will do something different. It's a 800 to 1,000 seater, which can go up to 1,500 once we expand. So we wanted the menu, everything to be completely different. So we said, okay, we were looking at various options. Then we confirmed, okay, we'll look at something which is cosmic. The whole concept is Zodiac Bar and Kitchen. The menu, food menu, cocktails, everything revolves around your particular Zodiac sign. So every month there is a menu which goes as per your Zodiac sign. And our chefs are doing a lot of R&D. Based on the Zodiac signs, your preferences, menus are curated, cocktails are curated. And I have something to talk about every month. It's like instead of me doing a food festival for 15 days, every month I'm celebrating your star sign. In fact, people ask, okay, what do you have? My birthday is then, what is the menu?
Yeah.
And a lot of them, I mean, it's a surprise that most of them don't know their own preferences. They're like, oh, is it? Like Scorpion,
Yeah.
we had a guest, like, oh, I didn't know all these things are there for a Scorpion. Now we are running Sagittarius. So if anybody is in Bangalore, coming to Bangalore, please visit. You will understand what we are doing.
Yeah, next time in Bangalore, any Sagittarian, next is Aquarian, please visit this place. He will give you a drink free. Yeah, that's what I said.
Yes.
So yeah, I said, because I'm an Aquarian, I will go next month to him. So you can go next year now. Okay, good. Piyush, let me come back to you now. As a yellow straw brings fresh, healthy beverages to urban spaces, how do you incorporate elements of culture, community into your space? Since, again, it is talking about meeting space, we are talking about food is only a byproduct then. If you have a space where people engage, meet, talk, debate, how do you incorporate these elements into your structure of stores?
So for us, as I said, the format where we operate is not typically a 300, 400, 500 square feet format where you can actually come, sit and experience apart from 1 or 2 outlets.
Sure.
So the entire community building happens from the time the customer starts ordering and by the time the product comes to his hand, if he's at the outlet or if he's sitting at home or office. So that whole experience, how we are targeting, and the community which is building, as we all know, I mean, no matter how much we say कि health नहीं बिकता है, of course it doesn't sell without taste. But the awareness quotient, the way lifestyles are changing, if you see the last 2 years, everyone is somewhere consciously or unconsciously thinking towards a healthier alternative, at least trying his her best to adopt to a healthier lifestyle, Whether he is able to do it or not, that's a different thing. So that community is getting pretty stronger. And not just the working class, if I look at the people in the school, the way the education system is also educating them. So the awareness towards, say, a yoga or a sports or the marathon, the marathon craze, which has picked up really. So I believe, I mean, recently we were talking about in Calcutta, there was a big marathon. So running is the new cool. Running 10 kilometers is the new cool rather than having 10 pegs at a bar, at a pub. So that community is really picking up. No, we both can exist. They can enjoy at night your place, morning I am there.
Okay.
So
Well
the
said.
coexistence always is a good thing for the industry. So that community is really building up, and when it comes to our brand fitting in, it's a perfect fitment. Be it you're flying away, like I've listened to so many people, customers telling that grabbing a fresh salad from your place makes so much sense than having that in-flight packed meal. So directly or indirectly, that small community, that small freshness quotient, kahin na kahin aapko hit karta hai and you get that value.
Absolutely, agreed with you. I want to continue with this. There's a huge clutter in the QSR space now. And you claim to be one of the QSRs which come from Calcutta. Although I have a great example to talk about a wow who comes from Calcutta and started ruling the world, and it's doing phenomenally well. What make you think that you can stand in this clutter and make a niche for yourself?
So the best part is our economy is such a large consumption economy with such large palate, large preferences, not just like, for example, if I look at me, I mean, during the day, during the course of 24 hours, I would rather prefer a salad in the morning. But in the evening, if I'm with my friends, I would go for Gilly's. So there's a huge space, huge consumption prevalent in the market. So it's not about being cluttered, it's about being really honest with your brand, offering the right product and the value. As we all say, India is still a value-driven market. So that's there. And of course, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है, which WOW has taught us really well.
Absolutely. Jo dikhta hai, wo bikhta hai works. And I'm with you on this. I've seen your stores. They're just lovely. And the product is just amazing. So well done with that. Thank you.
Thanks.
Sir, I want to come to Baskin Robbins. It's synonymous with joyful indulgence. And you have been very successful both with your stores now. Do you want to talk about the size of the stores, what you have done now from the erstwhile thing? And what is the future looking like for a brand which is very, very synonymous with ice creams and maybe byproducts, like a lot of ice cream sundaes, etc., what you do. But do you think that your competition is not only with ice cream, but with donuts also?
Sure. And waffles as well.
And waffles. Where is he, by the way?
He's right there.
Oh, waffle. He's not interested. Okay, go on.
So let me go back a couple of years and talk a little bit about how the brand has evolved and why we have done what we have done. When the brand started off in the country, we were largely a scooping store. India was still, getting to terms with the ice cream category. And we were one of the first few brands to set up parlors in the country where ice creams were laid out. And that itself was a novelty about 30 years ago. We got customers to try the products, to taste the products, and as the habit, set in, our growth journey started. But what we realized was that if we wanted to grow, and since the route that we had taken was that of franchising, we had to make each store profitable at the store level for a franchisee, and that was paramount for us. So the store sizes, by and large, were small. It was not about dining in, it was more about takeaway. That was what the stores were all about. 100, 150 odd square feet stores.
Absolutely.
And that continued for a pretty long period of time. Then over time, as the category acceptance grew in general, and as newer brands started coming in, the market started getting redefined. And the customer expectations of experience started coming in. And that is when we thought that, maybe it's time for us to start growing as well. And if we had to grow significantly in the dessert space, while our core category remains ice creams, we also need to look at the consumption habits of the rest of the country.
Sure.
It's not just about donuts, it is not just about waffles or ice cream. Look at India and look at the diversity of the kind of meetha that is consumed in the country today. Right from gulab jamun to payasam to kheer to whatever you have. I mean, there are millions of options that India likes. And as you go across different parts of the country, you will find different kinds of sweets. Some are sugary, syrupy,
Absolutely.
and excessively sweet, some are not so sweet, but there are millions of options across the country. And ice cream is competing with that.
Correct.
Now, one way is to say that, oh, we need to get into those categories. And the other is to say, okay, can I coexist? Can I take inspiration from some of them? And can I create products around them? So India has consumed, for example, gulab jamun and ice cream for God knows how many years.
Absolutely.
I mean, I remember as a child going into marriages, taking gulab jamun and taking ice cream and mixing the two together.
Brilliant.
And so combining them is not rocket science, for instance. Or combining jalebi and rabdi is not rocket science, for
Correct.
instance. And converting that into an ice cream. So we've taken inspiration. And I genuinely believe that, the journey, one of your questions was, what does the future look like?
Absolutely. What is the future
So,
looks like?
today we are doing stores which are about 400, 500, 550, 600 square feet. Some of our stores in the south specifically are larger. They are, it's cheaper, it's easier to break even, so the stores are larger. The paramount thing that remains for us is that we need each store to make money. And whatever size is able to make us money and give the customer a slightly better experience, we need to deliver that. So the stores today are, about 500, 600 square feet. The range of products today doesn't include ice creams only. It has gone beyond ice creams. So we don't sell donuts.
Thank you for that.
But we do sell
Otherwise, we'll be
waffles,
existing
for
in 1,000
instance.
stores.
We do sell cheesecake, for instance. We do sell carrot halwa, for instance. We do sell gulab jamun, for instance.
Kulfi.
We do sell kulfi as well. So it's been introduced very recently.
I know.
So there are other categories, adjacent categories that we have gone into. And obviously the dream for us is to work towards being a dessert destination and not just, being an ice cream store. And I heard the same sentiment earlier in the day today from one of the panelists, who said exactly the same thing. It's not about being known only for one category, but being known for a slightly broader, positioning in the market.
Sure.
And that's what the future for us is as well.
Brilliant. Sir, I also wanted to check that whether what you have internationally, you do the same thing in India, or you have something which is mix and match of India, international?
So I think that's a great question, and I'll try and answer that. We are very clear about who we are.
Okay.
We also realize that, if we were to do only Indian flavors, is that a reason enough for people to come to us? Because finally we are Baskin Robbins.
Sure.
We're not Amul. We're not Mother Dairy. And I don't say this in a disparaging way. I say this with a lot of respect. People go to those brands because they have certain kinds of offering and a certain kind of heritage. We don't have that. People come to us because we are international. And they come to us for the best of international. And that is what we excel in offering. That is what we try and develop. We don't necessarily use the international flavors that are on offer in America because we believe that may not be relevant for us.
To India, yeah.
So we innovate, we combine ingredients. The levels of sweetness in our products is very different from the levels of sweetness in the US. So that's customized for India. The flavors itself are those which we believe can work on the Indian palate, but they are international. They're not necessarily Indian.
Got it. Sir, you have been in university for us. That much I can tell you. So thank you for all encouraging all of us together, and thank you, and congratulations for the 1,000 store.
Thank you, Tarak.
Gaurav, I will not ask you because I don't want to go from 100 to 1,000 square feet store. I want to ask you about coffee. What's the future of coffee today?
The future of coffee, it's brighter. It's
yeah, the beans looks brighter when it is roasted.
It is brighter because I heard it from you only that India's coffee consumption is still in a very nascent stage.
Absolutely.
Like you mentioned, it's correct that earlier we used to have how much 14, 15 gram, and now it is
8 grams went to 22 grams.
8 grams, and now it is
22 now.
22.
Where against in the Europe it is 4 kilos actually.
So we normally take 19 grams to just extract one espresso.
Yeah.
So, we're not even having one espresso.
Absolutely.
That's the kind of market we live in. And yes, the market as a category is growing, and coffee has seen 25 years in India. But the best part is that it is not yet begun.
Absolutely.
That's the
We are
larger
nowhere.
part. And, I was reading through one of the latest surveys, like, every year we actually saw a very consistent but slow growth in coffee. But the next 10 years for coffee is going to be crazy because coffee as a segment is, grows with the urbanization. And I feel that, we all feel, in fact, that urbanization to India is just about to start post-COVID. We've become more urban than ever. The metros have taken off, the tier 2s and tier 3s. Now they're taking off. The urbanization is actually making people more accessible to cooler coffee shops. Coffee shops are used as co-working spaces, places to chill, places to meet at various times of the day. Like, say for example, if you can stay on your Instagram feed for 4 hours and kill time. That's the social side of it. But the offline side of it, which is more so about the real kind of socializing. A lot of people want to stay at coffee shops as their, we don't have coffee shops as second home, but we still have coffee shops for more of connecting on a deeper level in terms of maybe dates, maybe, gang meetups, maybe, you want to do a business meeting. So it has always been like that. And still, in terms of the taste, the coffee market is evolving. People are looking at international coffees. People are going more towards the specialty coffee. People know what is commercial and specialty now. Now, specialty coffee has taken over. Because post-COVID, everything went gourmet. It was, made be beers, made be food, pizzas, everything went gourmet to a level wherein India could not realize that, okay, all of this, we were able to cook it at home. So the moment we started cooking at home, we went out for a better experience. Now, I don't want that cafe-like coffee at home. I want a better barista who can make better coffees at the cafes and make sure that, okay, I'm not able to make that at home.
Yeah, okay, understood. Let's go for a coffee.
Yeah. So I've written that. That's called Let's Have Coffee. That's a hashtag.
So let's, and India we say let's go for a tea, or we actually keep on saying let's go for a coffee. When will this change? And actually the consumption will increase. So that's what my question is again, that what's the future of this coffee business?
See, I'll tell you one thing. I personally feel that, this is my personal opinion, there may be people who think differently, but I think teas cannot be sold in a cafe and coffee cannot be sold on streets. And, coffees were absolutely made for the urban lifestyle and cafes. You cannot commoditize coffee to a level that, okay, but tea is definitely a commodity. It has to be sold in a very, chai ka tapri or that katta kind of a manner. The moment you start premiumizing tea in India, it's very difficult because, say for example, you cannot premiumize filter coffee in India. We were just talking about it. So you can't premiumize that. You can't sell it like that. So that's the way we look at it. And I think, there's still very less cafes in India. We require better experience centers. And experience is obviously going to grow with times to come.
Do you want to become an Indian reserve?
Interesting, yes. I purely feel that Indian coffees are phenomenal, but at the same time, the reserve experience, where you're actually selling coffees, like your booking experiences, wherein coffee tasting is a part of your entire journey. Espresso tasting is, when we educating a specific customer, there are a lot of people who would go to a cafe today may not know what to order. So what to order is a very difficult question at, serious coffee shops. So that's where, that real education, that real culture needs to be developed. We would love to, we are still selling those experiences as workshops, as the entire tasting experience. If you guys are here, I mean, this Sunday we have a coffee tasting workshop at Mumbai Coffee Festival, which is at Geo World Drive. And our head barista and my co-founder, my brother, he is going to be hosting an entire workshop, which would be talking more about don't be a barista, be a connoisseur. So, becoming a part of your entire coffee tasting journey is something wherein we want to make sure that we are graduating your entire coffee journey from a frappe person to an Americano person to a filter coffee person.
Brilliant, Gaurav. Thank you, and I'm sure you'll be excelling that because you have such brilliant stores. I've seen them. So well done with that. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Dharmendra sir, Restobars are very, very common in your city. And you've been seeing trends that every second day a restaurant opens, within a year they shut. What kind of trends are you seeing in your space, and what is that is making you successful all the way? And you're opening Restobars here and there, everywhere. You want to come out of Bangalore and open also.
So in Bangalore, just now, this morning I met someone. It was like the moment I said I'm from Gilly, he said, oh, I studied there. It takes me back,
Yeah,
nostalgic
correct.
and all that.
Piyush was the one.
Yeah,
Piyush should drink a lot, I
Piyush
think.
also. So our idea to capture Bangalore is Gali Gali mein Gilly hai.
Gali
Okay.
gali mein Gilly hai. Nice.
So whoever visits Bangalore, somewhere they would have seen Gillies. So that's what we are looking at, taking over all other cities also. And one more thing, the way Bangalore is growing, every second day a big brewery is opening to the tune of 3,500 capacity, 2,500. There are 7 more massive breweries opening. We don't know how long they will sustain, but we are ready. Whoever is unable to perform, we take over immediately from day one, change the board, make some cosmetic changes, and we start making money from
Day one.
Day 10.
Day 10, okay, day 10. Will you open a coffee shop ever?
Yeah, we should collaborate maybe.
Oh yeah, collaboration is a big thing these days in this country, and I think. Coffee by the day, bar by the day. Yeah, so we had this something like that many years back in Phoenix Mills, where they used to have a store in the morning of clothes, and that used to become a resto bar in the night. It was quite amazing. Unfortunately, it shut long back, but that concept was there, I think.
So I'd like to add one more. We take customer feedback very seriously. So we used to see a lot of them writing, anyway, your Gillies is not operational, not fully operational during the day. Our crowd is basically in the evening. So we were looking at how do I fill in? Because so many coffee shops, every street has got at least three coffee shops. Blue Tokai is there, our coffee culture is not there. Coffee Day, all these guys, everybody is there.
Everybody is there, yeah.
Then how do I get them in?
Yeah, bar.
It was a challenge.
Yeah.
Then we thought, okay, if I create ambience in such a way that it is cool and it will add to that coffee shop kind of culture,
Atmosphere, yeah.
people might come. That's when we started Super Bar. We are including live entertainment, quiz competition, quiz every day, every week.
Nice, nice.
We are adding a lot of things. It's not just F&B now. If you see in Bangalore, they're doing F&B and plus.
Correct.
Including Russian dancers, pole dancers, every weekend. How will they get 2,000, 3,000 people to fill in?
But Gali Gali mein Gilly is a nice one. So ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the session. Anish is telling me to get down from the stage now. So only me, okay, only me. But thank you, gentlemen, for all your nice experiences talking about. Thank you very much, and have a good evening. Thank you very much.